What? 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 What?
Joe, we gonna die.
Oh no, we're down. That guy.
Yo. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all know what time it is. It's the motherfucking Jones Hour.
Yes, sir.
We here, live in full effect. The one and only producer, editor. Who?
Me.
Ed Acid.
What is
the deal, my G? I'm chilling.
And to my left,
What?
got the one and only.
What?
Gotta say it twice.
Jonesy Dos Veces.
If you don't say it twice,
then you're not saying it right.
No, yeah, exactly. Just say it fucking twice.
Yeah,
what the fuck's wrong
that's
with
it. Jonesy.
Word.
Word, we here, we in the building, man. It's the Jones Hour. We live. You know how we do it, man. Every Sunday on the YouTube. If you miss the YouTube, you know, we got it on all streaming platforms, which is basically Spotify, Google, Amazon, Apple, iHeartRadio, and Audible. You know what I'm saying? So if you got any of those apps, you could definitely search the Jones Hour up and listen to it on the way to work or on the way to work out or while you're working out or, you know, on your car, in your car, I mean. Shit like that.
Word.
Yeah, man. And how you been, man? How you been this week?
Been good, man.
It's good?
Yeah.
That's what's
Feeling
up, man.
good. Feeling optimistic. Little man's good. Wife's good. Can't complain.
That's what's up. Optimistic, man. That's a key word. You didn't say I didn't know you was gonna say that, but since you said it, the reality is, man, there's always negativity around us, man. The devil don't stop. Devil's always here working. You know what I'm saying? And that's the negative cloud that sometimes people fall under. But you know what? God don't take no days off neither. You know what I'm saying? And you got to find that positivity within you. You know what I'm saying? Within your mind. You got to trick your mind, man. We could be, you know, prisoners of our own mind, you know, sometimes when we just dealing with life and the tribulations and trials that we go through. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
But it's those things that shape us to the people that we're going to be. You know what I'm saying? And make us better people. You know what I'm saying? And it all starts with you and your attitude and within. You know what I'm saying?
AMA.
Facts. Just wanted to drop a jewel. You know what I'm saying? Because what? Because that's what I do, man. That's the shit I do. But dun, 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 dun. What? Breaking news here at the Jones Hour. Breaking news here at the Jones Hour. Alex Ovechkin has officially broke the all-time scoring record in the NHL. Officially broke it. He is now 895 goals. Did it against the Islanders, of course. You know what I'm saying? But it is in New York. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to that. You know what I'm saying? But
How old is he now?
Now that's what you see. I had it up. Let me see if I bring it back. Let me see if I can bring it back.
He's like
he is
like Scherzer, like age, right? 43.
No, I don't think he's that old. 43. I don't know. Let's go back.
Couldn't immediately find it. I'll find it.
No, I'm looking, bro. I had it on something else. 39 years old.
39. Okay.
Born September 17th, 1985.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I thought he was at least 40.
Nah.
Getting
Nope.
there.
But
About to be 40.
I was trying to see his career stats. You know what I'm saying? That's what I had up before. Because he has the 895. He did it in, I believe, 1,600 games or so. This is where I was at. No, less. 1,486 games. So 1,486 games, 894 goals. 1,618 points. So that means he has 724 assists. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I wanted to see here his total career shots on goals. This is 20 years. He's played 20 years exactly in the
It's a
NHL.
long ass fucking career.
He has 6,847 shots on goal.
The dog. That's the reason why I think he's like 43.
Yeah, now I want to see Gretzky. I want to see Gretzky numbers.
Gretzky.
1,487. Oh, he has. Wow, he has crazy more assists.
But also Gretzky played less years, right?
It says about the same amount of games, 1,487.
Mm.
So he did it in like one game less. Ovechkin. You know what I'm saying? It's just said 1,486.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. That's fucking crazy, bro. Like when you think about it, you know what I'm saying? Like the amount of games is almost the exact. It's like you have now NHL officially now has a figure. You know what I'm saying? With that. You know what I'm saying? You want to put up them Gretzky numbers, you need about 1,500 career games. Close to 1,500 career games, and then in 20 year in a 20-year span, and you could possibly get to 895.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the crazy part over here is that Wayne Gretzky has 1,963 assists, though. That's OD.
Yeah.
When we just saw Ovechkin. And his points is 1,687. Wayne Gretzky is 2,857.
Mhm.
That's why Gretzky is the great one. He's still the great one.
Like
He's
when
still
he
the
played
great
for the
one.
Rangers, he didn't have a C on his chest. He had an A on his chest.
Yeah, no, the C was Messier, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mark Messier.
Mark Messier. Yeah. But shout out to Alex Ovechkin. You know what I'm saying? We gotta give him his props, man. He's the fucking. You heard it here first on the Jones Hour, man. Because guaranteed, nobody has even um spoke about it or even put it up yet. You know what I'm saying? Because only us at the Jones Hour is here live every Sunday on the YouTube. You know, so shout out again to Ovechkin. He did it. We just went over the numbers. In one game less, in one total game less than Gretzky was able to get the numbers, but the assist is crazy. But shout out to him though. Shout out to him. Now we got. I think we got to start and get to the NCAA.
Let's get right into it. Mr. Jones Stradamus.
Yeah,
Mr.
partial
Jones
Jones Stradamus. Because Florida made it. Shout out to Florida. Damn, my Blue Devils fumbled the bag last night, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like up 6 points with like 40 seconds left, and you still lost. You know what I'm saying? Struggles inbounding the ball. I think it was bad timing when you start again. When that last basket that you scored, that Cooper Flag hit that three and shit like that, it was like all of a sudden it's like you just like tried to like slow down the game. Like there was too much time left to like start to get into that type of play. You know what I'm saying? like 8, 9 minutes left. Like, no, you don't hold the ball and start trying to, fuck up the rhythm, trying to run the clock down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like, this is
absolutely.
not the time for that.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
because
The
they're just
time is to
playing.
keep on playing and further put your foot on their necks. You know what I'm saying? So that they don't have a chance to come back. You know what I'm saying? And they weren't able to do that. And they wanted a big like 6 minute at least scoring drought towards the end.
At least in situations like that, what you want to at least do is try to draw a foul
Yeah, Houston went on a
because
13-3
they're gonna foul you.
run.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I mean,
To prevent more spacing. Like if you force them to foul you, they're gonna foul you.
yeah, but
You know.
I mean, even like that, like I said, they couldn't even
But like you
inbound
said
the
though,
ball.
if you're trying to slow the pace down and you're showing that you're not even going to go for it, you know, then that leaves them the opportunity to put the clamps on, and you don't get that up. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
there's no fouling, and the fouling would go the other way. You know, like.
Facts.
So, like in situations like that, usually, you know, you get double teamed or a bunch of other shit. You
Mhm.
know, like ball gets poked out, whatever it is, you know. But what you want to do is initiate the offense and make them fucking foul you because you know
Yeah. So you
they're
could
not
try
gonna
to,
stand back. Yeah,
yeah. So you could try, but you know what? They didn't have. It wasn't to the point because you did it so early. It didn't even get to the point that they had to foul you.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? There was too much basketball left. There was too much time left.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even though you're up, whatever, 10 points, 12 points, whatever it was after that three. You know what I'm saying? But I would say for John Shire, who is now the heir to Coach K. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Is this was a learning moment for you. You know what I'm saying? As a Duke fan. Now I'm speaking as a Duke fan, which I know Duke is hated by a lot of people, but for me, I've loved Duke since Leitner and Hill. So there's nothing I could do about that. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Those years, I'm 9, 10 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like in love with basketball. It's my life. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So
Grant Hill is pretty cool.
and they're the top. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a Duke fan. You know. So but like I said, Shire, uh, you are the heir to Coach K, and this is probably your first of many Final Four appearances to come. You know what I'm saying? Or a second. I don't even know if you made it last year or whatever it was. But you know now that you've been through this experience, you learn from it. um, you're still going to get top players to play. Obviously, there's still not a decision on Cooper Flag just yet, in terms of coming back or entering the NBA. If he enters the NBA, I mean, he's probably still solidified as the number one pick. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though they lost this game. And he kind of frailed up too. You know what I'm saying? Even at the end, they missed that shot, and again with John Shire with not having a timeout at the end, that was an effect because when you think about it, even though they took the lead by three, which they wound up winning by 370-67, after those two free throws, pardon me, there was still like 3.6 or 7 seconds. I might be wrong on that, but around three and change left in terms of time. And if you had a timeout, you would have been able to hopefully draw up a play to at least get a quality shot. You know what I'm saying? That's all you ask for. Whether you hit it or make it or miss it, that's what you live with. You know what I'm saying? But as a coach, your job is to get your team in a position to win the game. And that Houston coach, pardon, I don't know his name, but I know he's been there for a while. That's a face that I've seen before when I was seeing the post game interviews. I was like, yo, he's been putting in work for a minute. You know what I'm saying? And it was probably his experience in the coaching that allowed them to win and Shire and Duke to lose. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, like it's part of the growth of being a coach. It's part of the game, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? And where it was, a heartbreaking loss for Duke last night with such high expectations. Joe Stradamus was talking hella shit. You know what I'm saying? You seen the post, but obviously, I could always take my L's as well. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to Houston. They went on the 13-3 run. They put the clamps on them at the end. They put the pressure on Duke, and they prevailed. And they're gonna go on to play Florida, but it's not done yet. It's not done yet. Let's go Florida. Let's go Florida. You know what I'm saying? Because I did still pick them to win. And let me just bring it up. You know what I'm saying? So the people don't think, oh, Joe's talking shit. He didn't do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Here we go. ESPN Tournament Challenge is coming up. You see Florida, top 3.7 million. I got a fire next to my name, 82%. You know what I'm saying? Florida versus Houston. I picked Florida in this bracket. Obviously, you can see that. I'm gonna show it over there. You know what I mean? And as you can see,
They can't see that.
maybe they can. Maybe they can. Maybe they can. The Duke in Houston was correct that I picked. But I have the X because I picked Duke over Houston. Houston won. And I picked Florida over Michigan, so you could see that. But it was Auburn, but Florida still won. And I did still pick that. You know what I'm saying? And the points 167, high scoring game.
So basically, you were half right.
Half right. Half right. And I could still possibly have picked the winner. You know what I'm saying? So am I wrong? Am I wrong?
Yeah, because you're half right.
Well,
Isn't the whole thing supposed to be like?
but I could have been right. So therefore I'm not wrong. So I could have been right. So I'm not wrong.
What?
Because I could have been right, I'm not wrong.
Are we going ass backwards here? Like
No, I'm just trying to say something.
No. This is some mental manipulation, like Jedi mind trick shit that you're trying to pull right
Nah,
now.
I mean
We're not doing that. All right.
I just wanted to verify.
There's no verification needed, bro.
Yeah, no, that's what
you
I'm saying.
half right. That means you're not wrong. Like
so
you're
I'm not
right.
wrong.
No, that means you're not right.
But I'm not wrong though.
Yeah, it means you're wrong because you're not right.
Half I'm right.
Yeah, but you're still wrong because
I'm still not wrong because Florida could still win.
It's like when
but Florida could still win though.
No, there's a 50-50
Can Florida win?
chance on one.
Can Florida win?
Shit.
Can Florida win?
If you got
Can Florida win?
50%,
Can Florida win?
If Florida wins,
then I'm right.
No, because you had them beating who?
Duke.
Exactly. Then you're wrong.
But I'm still might be right though.
No. There's no still.
Yeah, I still might be right though.
Duke doesn't get resurrected in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, no. We gonna see. Watch.
Come back from the loser bracket. No, motherfucker. That doesn't exist here. There's no still. You're wrong now. Duke lost last night. You're wrong.
Nah, I don't believe so. Because I'm still right.
No,
you had who, right.
Who did you have winning?
Florida.
Against
a viable opponent.
Bullshit.
Against a viable opponent.
Yeah, and who's that opponent?
Houston.
Oh, so you had them going against Houston and winning.
I just had them winning.
No, on your bracket.
No, but on my bracket I have them winning.
Winning against
the team that they was playing to get the chip.
All right,
W.
Let's move on.
Let's move on because you're not gonna win this argument right now.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Love Jones. Love me. Show me love. Thank you. Appreciate it. Nah. I'm just talking shit. Nah, you right. I guess I'm wrong, but I still might be right though. So we gonna see tomorrow night. The matchup is set. Florida and Houston. You know what I'm saying?
It's bullshit.
Florida and Houston. Let's see. You don't know how to do it like me. You can't even do it right.
Bullshit train.
It's your stash, bro. It's your mustache, man. You got the iron sheik, bro. You should curl the ends up. For real, bro.
How's that not working? How's that not right?
Because mine is better.
You just have more beer in yours.
I
Just a
drink it.
higher tone.
Oh yeah.
Like, I'm empty.
Just want to step your game up.
There you go.
Step your game. Well now let's get into the fucking the Knicks, boy.
Okay. Well, hit the drop. Find the drop. Where's the drop?
Hold on.
There you go.
Yo, what's good, bro? On the check-in again. Another week. Appreciate you. It's popping, man. We about to get into the Knicks right now. It was a big win yesterday against Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? We're coming. We got a back-to-back. Brunson, he played yesterday. Yeah, he didn't, right?
No.
Oh, Reggie, what up, baby? That's UPS vibes. You already know. Knicks, my bad. I'm just trying to bring up the info and whatnot.
You're off your game today.
No, I'm not, man. I'm always on point. Please, bro.
It's the Duke loss last night. It's fucking you up.
No, it really is. It was heartbreaking last night. It really was. But it is what it is, man.
You start questioning yourself now.
Nah, not at all. Not at all.
Like, am I doing this right? Am I even looking this up correctly?
Yeah. Now Brunson didn't play yesterday.
Am I typing on my phone right?
Uh,
I don't know.
but no, they was spanking them at like halftime. Solid win against Atlanta. We handled business, but we got a back-to-back today. Now we're playing the Suns. Mitch didn't play yesterday. Side note, I'm playing this motherfucking fantasy playoffs right now. I picked up Mitchell Robinson yesterday. He wound up sitting down. Then I wind up picking up Precious Achua to take his spot, and he only gives me 11 points. And this motherfucker is up 18 points right now going into today to go to the chip. So fuck you today, and just got to say that and get that out the way. But Suns is a quality team, and then after that, look at who we playing: Celtics, Pistons, Cavs. Which to this day, still this season, we have not beat the Celtics, the Cavs, or the Thunder all season. So it's like, I don't know if the Knicks are going to be able to get it together. I think obviously the expectations are at least the second round if we run into the Celtics. But I think the effort that we put up against the Celtics matters in terms of what we could consider a quality season that we built off of. You know what I'm saying? Because in reality, the whole world thinks we're going to lose, right? The whole world thinks we're going to lose against the Celtics. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But can we put it to 7 games? You know what I'm saying?
I believe so.
Can we push them to 7 games? Can we get to that? That would mean something to us. That would mean something to us if we could get it to that. Because we're on a crash course with them, and we haven't beat them all season. We haven't beat the Cavs all season. We haven't beat the Thunder all season. And we got 5 games left, and Brunson being able to not just play today, but hopefully these final games of the season mean a lot for what we need the Knicks to do gelling wise. You know what I'm saying? You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally feel you. Sorry, there was weed inside of the windscreen on the mic.
Yeah, it goes out all week. We here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, no, I listen. I totally understood. Like, at this point, because of that, it lowers my expectations.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. What the fuck else am I supposed to say? You know what I mean? Like, we are yet to see what we look like completely with everyone on the court.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone healthy, everyone gelling, everyone fully good to go. You know, and that kind of sucks balls, and that's been the case all season. So,
Well, we haven't had a full team all season.
we can't,
You know what I'm saying?
well, we can't expect that to happen within the last like week and then over
Into the playoffs.
into the playoffs. You know
No,
what I
no,
mean?
but I mean, health wise, it matters. You know what I'm saying? It matters that Jalen Brunson is coming back and hopefully can be, the player that he was before he got hurt.
But
Because
it's not
we
like
need him.
but it's also like not like he hasn't played with these motherfuckers before.
No, I understand that, but I mean, you know, playoff wise, your bench is gonna even shrink more with Tibbs. You know what I'm saying?
No,
With
facts.
your Robinson.
Facts. But if you got if you're looking at actual games played between Mitch and Brunson, there is quite a couple of games they played with each other. It's maybe not this season, but in general, while like Brunson has been a Nick, yeah, absolutely, they've played together. You
Mhm.
know, so it's not like the gelling isn't that they don't necessarily know how to play with each other. That issue I think was more or less between Towns
And
and Mitch.
Bridges.
No, Mitch. You
Town-
know,
No, yeah. Well, I mean, we have seen more of like I said last week of that lineup with them both on the court, and I think I think we're gonna need that in the playoffs. I think we're gonna need for that to be our starting lineup for us to even have a chance to even get past the Celtics. You know what I'm saying? Because that is true, really and truly, with Robinson, Towns, OG, Bridges, and Brunson as our starting five. That is the most competitive. Yeah, that's our most competitive lineup that we have to go against the Boston Celtics. Straight up, you know, that's the most one. So there's really only that is what we could hope for. You know what I'm saying?
all I know is that we got to show up. Like we already played the cheat code. I originally wasn't very happy of us getting Cat in the first place.
Mm.
You know, like much rather have had
What, Randall?
yeah, maybe a fourth place season, a fifth place season,
Mm.
having DiVincenzo, you know what I mean, and then eventually maybe getting someone big, you
Mm.
know, but like building around what we have, and then having like cap space, all that other shit, you know what I mean. Now we're kind of set in stone. It's kind of a win now type of situation that we set ourselves up with.
Yeah.
You know, so now we have to show up, and that's what I'm trying to say is that like it's time to fucking show the fuck up. You know,
Mhm.
like we're in a situation that we're in. It's a good situation to be in, but now we have, with at least the way things are laid out, first round is either going to be Detroit or it's going to be Milwaukee. Right now it's Milwaukee. Yesterday was fucking Detroit, so it could be either or by the time we get to the playoffs.
Yeah, with 5 games left.
You know, and we just got to show the fuck up.
Mhm.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Detroit's young. They're but they're dangerous. And then fucking Milwaukee is kind of dysfunctioning right now. You know,
Yeah.
so you have a disgruntled Giannis.
Mhm.
And if they don't get through this shit, or they don't go far in these playoffs, Giannis is most likely leaving.
And coming to New York.
Well, everyone's saying that he's going to go to the Nets, but that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, no. The hell.
Now,
Dumbest shit I ever heard.
outside of playoff talks, because we know what the fuck's going to happen with that, can we talk
Mhm.
about these dumbass fucking KD rumors?
Oh, coming to the Knicks as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. You know what? I'm not really with it.
Me
Like,
neither.
I'm not really with it.
Me
Like,
neither.
I don't really feel like he meshes well.
Hard fucking no.
Unless you like trading Towns for him.
Nah, fuck
You know
that
what I'm
shit.
saying?
No. Listen.
Like,
that
Towns would have to be the one to go.
Nah. He
Like,
shit on us
not
not long
OG.
ago. It wasn't that long ago where he shit on us.
Yeah. No, he went to-
Publicly
he went to
fucking
Brooklyn.
disrespected us, bro.
Uh-huh.
And
Now
then
he
commented
wants
on
to
it.
come
He
through.
literally kept his fucking words to his fucking self and be like, nah, Knicks ain't the way, blah, blah, blah.
Well,
you went
it
to
was
some other shit, and then you went to a fucking shit show as if that was a new wave in the first place.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here, bro.
Yeah, there was about 5 teams off the bat I could definitely remember, like Houston, Miami, and the Knicks was definitely 3 of them. Maybe the Bucks as well.
Yeah.
And I can't remember maybe the 15. But those were the teams involved for a move. That's what comes out. I don't really see it. Like I don't really feel like a 38-year-old Kevin Durant
No.
is going to be the one that's going to save us.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
And the same thing,
And
though,
get us to the promised land. Like
we would literally fuck ourselves over
yeah, like because of
by-
what we
by
because we'd
making
have
that
to be
move.
giving up draft picks as well. You know
which
what I'm
we
saying?
don't even have that many of left.
Yeah, after we did what we did for Bridges, like Bridges would have to be in the deal.
Yeah,
It would have to be like Bridges, Towns, and like 2 picks, and we're gonna get Kevin
not
Durant.
doing
And
that. No, what they basically said is they want a bunch of picks and they want a talented young player.
yeah.
That's literally what they're requesting.
Well, Towns is a talented young player.
So, but I understand that, but I wouldn't. That's a franchise cornerstone right there. I would not. I would give like a future like great player, like especially when they're showing interest on like way lamer fucking players and a bunch of picks, like I'm not giving Towns like fuck out of here, bro. Like that's dumb.
No, I'm just saying I don't really feel like he fits. I think if there is a move to be made, it probably is a big man or a better player than Bridges. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like it hasn't really meshed well in what we anticipated. I mean, we was talking about this outside before, but like it was like Bridges, like he shined in Phoenix, probably because he had no expectations. Got moved to Brooklyn and became the man. It was, because he was taking all of these shots per game or whatever it is, was able to put up these numbers where you feel like he was a 25-point per game scorer. And then he comes to New York and like doesn't really have that same type of um shot output anymore with the amount of the people on the team. You know what I'm saying? And but is also not efficient as at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
Well, all right,
And then because of that, he kind of like fades out of the game where he's just
you
like
are
non-existent.
you're partially right with this one. Like I don't. I think you might be wrong with his efficiency with Phoenix and his efficiency with Brooklyn. Sorry,
Mhm.
because his minutes dropped drastically and he was still efficient with Brooklyn, and then like they drastically dropped. They went like half on their minutes. I'm not sure what Brooklyn was just making really really bad minute like choices
Mhm.
for that season. And then, but he was still putting up 20 something a night, and he didn't get.
Yeah, but you know what the difference is that when you're the guy on a whack Nets team, you probably don't need that much time. When you are third, maybe even fourth option, depending on who's on the court.
Mhm.
Because if Brunson, OG, and Towns is on the court, Bridges is probably 4 now, right?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And like you're like a kick out option now. You're like, oh, I'm stuck. Let me kick it out.
he's a
You know what
3
I'm
and D guy.
saying?
He's a
Well,
highly paid 3 and D guy, and he
yeah,
should be
well,
the best 3 and D guy in the fucking league.
and he's not.
Exactly,
And
for what
he's
we pay
not.
him.
And even for the even in the
For what we
defensive
gave,
aspect,
what we gave up for him.
the defensive aspect, even at the same time, like yeah, okay, you had that one block against Toronto and Valanciunas and saved saved the W for us, forced overtime or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But and got us a W with that. But like throughout the season, you haven't been able to do that. You know, and that's kind of what we picked you up for. Like you were supposed to be the guy that's going to be able to guard these Jalen Brown, uh, LaMelo Ball, Zach Levine,
If he was
these
locking,
type of guard
if-
players that are
if
there.
he
You know what I'm
was
saying?
locking down who he was guarding,
Mhm.
and he gave us like 3 steals a game,
Something
2
like
to
that.
3 steals a
We would
game,
eat the offense.
dog, I would be fucking ecstatic.
Mhm.
Worth it.
Yeah.
Worth it.
Yeah, no,
Immediately
yeah, of
worth
course,
it.
of
That's
course.
a
But you
huge
haven't been able to do that
differentiator.
neither, though.
You holding whoever you're guarding down to a low point, like low amount of points, making them fucking miss, and then getting us steals that give us extra points, that creates crazy highs on your plus minus. You know
Word.
what I mean? Like you don't need to be fucking scoring 20 something fucking points to matter to a team. Do that. dude, just do that and give me fucking 8 points, 10 points, whatever the fuck it is, 12 points. You know, he like you said, he's four man now.
Word.
You know, he's not even 3. He's not even a third option.
Yeah.
You know, he's the fucking 4th option. So that gives him the opportunity. Like, you could literally just be a fucking 11-8 guy, 11-6 guy.
Are you
You
a
know?
Cavs fan? Or-
Cavs? No, we're
Yeah.
Knicks fans, baby. But
No, that's all right. We gotta tap him. He's waiting for the Mets. We're gonna get in the Mets right after the Knicks.
oh hell yeah, baby.
Yeah. Go ahead, keep going. Say what you were saying.
I'm just showing off my Mets shit. But yeah, no, fuck.
Word.
No, in general, dog. Like they I wish the best. I really just want to be an optimist about this shit, considering like how much we gave up for him. And if this goes sour and we get butthurt and there's no like we were talking about the pessimism and optimism on the situation, you know what I mean? That completely can sour the relationship between him and an organization and all this other shit. So all you can be is optimistic about this point, because if you start being pessimistic, then that's a even bigger waste to the money and the picks that we gave up to fucking get him in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No. Yeah, because I mean, we gave up a lot. You know, so
How many picks was it?
5 first round picks.
And
5
then
first round
and then
picks.
more second
And
rounds.
the-
I
and
think it was
the
8 picks total.
and the crazy part is that fucking Doncic went for 1, and fucking Anthony Davis. Now, I'm not saying Anthony Davis is not a quality player, but
That's a
when
franchise
you
player,
compare
right?
when you compare the worth, you know what I'm saying, and what was given up. I mean, the Knicks are banking on them, a lot of those picks being in the late 20s. You know what I'm saying, in terms of what they gave up in the move. But you know, you never know what deals could be packaged for a team to move up. You know what I'm saying, and use what you gave them as an asset, you know, to better their team, because that's all what it's about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm not with the KD, and you know, playoffs about to start.
No on that shit.
Yeah,
Fuck
playoffs
that
about
shit.
to start. Playoffs about to start. It's gonna be lit. And I can't wait, bro. I can't wait. I can't wait to see what we're gonna be up against, and what we could do, especially with what I said, that 5-man lineup.
And that part of the standings is so like clumped up. It
We
could really-
we also need Deuce to come back too. Sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
Oh, absolutely, bro. Absolutely. So sorry, that just popped in my head. He's been. I mean, if you look at the numbers, if you look at like the actual on paper, like he hasn't had a bad season.
No, yeah,
But-
and he plays better defense than Brunson.
But I have such high expectations for Deuce after what his performance in last year's playoffs.
Yeah,
That
he had big shots.
that I look at him as like, yo, bro, like this,
We need
this
him.
kid, this exactly.
We
So
need him.
We need him to show up.
Yeah.
Like last year, Deuce, Hart, and of course Brunson were like the 3. Like that was like the 3 biggest difference makers right there, bro. Like biggest shots, biggest turnovers, like all that shit. Like the highest moments were in the hands of those 3 players.
Word.
So like we kind of need all 3 of those dudes to show the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
No, I also
That way we could be yelling at Deuce at our fucking TVs while we're watching the playoffs. This year.
Word. Now I also feel like that needs to that's the playoff rotation right there. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like if you're gonna go 8 deep, it's gonna be these 5.
Yeah.
Starting 5 with Mitch, Towns, OG, Bridges, and Brunson, and then the 3 coming off the bench is gonna be Achua, Hart, and McBride. And that's going to be your squad for the playoffs. And I feel like that 8 right there of quality players. Oh, I got one too, right?
Yeah.
Let me get this.
Take this one.
Oh,
I already opened it.
that quality lineup, those 8 players, I could put them against another team's top 8 players, and I feel confident. And that's what we need to do. So that's what it is. New York baseball report.
Yeah, let's get right fucking into it.
Well, we gotta start right with the Mets, man. We're gonna start right with the Mets in the New York baseball report. Well, we could go right now. Bottom of the sixth against Toronto.
Woo!
Looking for the sweep. They're up 2-1. Up 2-1. Let's see. Almost the bottom of the sixth. They got first and second, nobody out. You know what I'm saying? So Winker at bat. This is the Toronto number. Let's see the Mets numbers for today.
You know, we're yelling.
Oh, Soto with a run scored off a walk. Alonso,
Hello, Vladdy.
another RBI. Nimmo with the RBI.
How you doing, Vladdy?
Word.
What to do, Vladdy?
No. Forget Vladdy. That's a distant. This is like an audition for Vladdy right here. You know, see what that Citi Field feels like. You know what I'm saying when you're winning and shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I feel you on that. My bad. I
Yeah.
misunderstood.
Yeah, that's what I'll be fucking yelling at him.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right now.
Pardon me. Yeah, but Houston cruising. Left the game with an injury. Damn. Hopefully that's all right because that's not good. You know, pitching was already a question mark going into the season. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
with that could be a problem. 4 2/3. 3 Ks, 3 hits, 1 earned run. But Kranich is looking like he's doing good. 1.1 was near 100 pitches. Yo, I don't. Before we get more into the Mets, like as you say, the 100 pitches, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. What's going on with what we see with baseball today? I don't know if it's like the conditioning or what they're doing, but it's like teams purposely put these pitch counts at like 90 and in that range, you know, and then they cut them off, and now like pitching 100 pitches is like unheard of. When like back in the day, we're going like maybe 15 years ago, like that was the norm.
That was the standard.
That was the norm. Like
Yeah.
you didn't see like, oh, he's at 103. Like, oh, let's see, like he
And
might
that,
not, you know.
and that was even, you know what I mean? Like if you went back even farther than that,
Yeah.
it was even fucking more.
Oh no. Further than that, the complete game record will never be broken
You
again.
just had a closer. You
Yeah.
had an opener and a closer.
No, there
If
was no
not- if
closers
there-
and
if-
shit.
if no
There was no
closer, yeah.
closers. Yeah. That's a thing from like I would say the late 70s, 80s on. You know
But
what
when
I'm
they
saying?
invented it, they
With like
really- it was just-
Eckersley and
But when they went
Raleigh
multi,
Fingers and shit. You know what I'm saying?
but when they went multi, it was just an opener and a closer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you didn't have no fucking. It's all specialty shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, now it's like it's too much. And you're right, the salaries is high, but it's also guaranteed money. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So when you sign these salaries, you already know what it is. I think I've always felt like majority of the baseball contracts are ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Like that, like perfect example was fucking Ellsbury for the Yankees. You know what I'm saying? They signed him mad money. I honestly think he did that shit on purpose for Boston. Like he signed and basically like played 20 games in like 3 years and took all that money and really, fuck the Yankees. Because when there's every time there's a fucking Boston reunion, he's there. You know what I'm saying? Like that's off topic, but
No, I'm yo.
that's off topic. I don't want to get into that.
Sometimes
But
you peep that shit with certain players.
yeah,
bro.
hell yeah.
And you're like, yo, what the fuck? You know, like, and
Mhm.
then they'll turn up, they'll show up for certain games, and you're like, what? And then in the next game, they're like, tuned out. Fuck you. Fuck this team. Fuck who I play for.
Nah, but the NFL contracts though, I feel what you're saying in terms of the game comparison.
Now, what are we talking about? What's the question or statement?
It says baseball is bad, but NFL only plays 17 games. In my honest opinion, NFL contracts are the worst. But in my opinion, they're not. They rarely get guaranteed money, and the physicality of NFL. You know what I'm saying in
Yeah,
terms of how easily it is to get hurt. Like you would think their contracts,
The bottom
should
end.
have like they should be able to have a rule where it's like when a player gets hurt, the money gets paid, but it shouldn't affect the cap. That's what they should really do.
Yeah, out of the
You know
big,
what I'm
out of
saying?
the big
Because
four
it's too
sports
often,
leagues, out of the big
so that
four,
they could give them their money they deserve.
out
You
of
know
the
what
big
I'm saying?
four sports leagues that we have in the U.S., like NFL, I would say is third on the bottom end. So like
Yeah.
low end players,
Especially with the amount of money they
you
make.
know, like
in terms of
NHL is the
NFL.
lowest. NHL is the lowest.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then but NFL
makes the
like
most money.
they on the high end they make the most.
No,
But
I'm talking about in the
actual making the money
yeah.
generational, yeah, absolutely. Gambling, bro.
very few in the MLB get guaranteed money. Most guys get 1 or 2 year contracts.
Mhm.
Nah, no way, bro. All of them sign long term deals. Look at what Soto just did. There's so many long term deals. Garrett Cole just did it. Garrett Cole did it for the Yankees. Like Judge did it. You know what I'm saying? All of them is looking to get that long term deal. You know, that guaranteed money. All of them are looking to get that guaranteed money. But not to get into too much of this, I want to really focus on the Mets and what they're saying and what they're doing right now. Soto, the addition of Soto, and you know, even though I'm a Yankee fan, I'm happy for y'all, man. I'm happy for y'all, man. Just the addition to Soto and what he's doing for that lineup. Look, Pete Alonso is probably gonna have career numbers this year.
It's gonna be banging this shit, bro.
Pete Alonso, because before the addition of him last year, Pete Alonso, aside if he never hit that big home run against Milwaukee in the playoffs, he's probably not even a Met. You know what I'm saying? And they gave him, because he could have signed the big contract. He refused. We already know what that is. But he got a chance to still be a Met this year because of that home run. You know what I'm saying? And he's probably going to get the best numbers of his career with Soto in this lineup. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? The Soto
Facts.
factor is very real. It's very real.
Especially placement wise.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
if it's not, dude, we already got a grand slam out of him.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like so, and we have what is it? We have a grand slam and already 2 3-run homers. You
Yeah.
know, to start this season. He has more homers, but like if you're talking about lineup
No,
wise,
you
it's
know-
kind of constructed for him to fucking be putting up that. Like
Yeah.
either or type situations, and he's gonna be that threat, bro. Like, that's Polar Bear Pete, bro.
No. He's beast, man. He's
Fucking beast.
well. He is that power hitter, but we're gonna see. I think everything is gonna go up for him. I think the average and all of that because he's gonna get pitches to hit when you got Soto ahead of you in the lineup. You know what I'm saying? It's just that. Can I really say something right now?
Mhm.
The fact that Soto was a Yankee first, right? He was a Yankee last year. We went to the World Series. We seen the numbers that was put up with him and Judge. They was basically like Ruth and Garrick. You know what I'm saying? Mantle and Maris type shit.
In
You know what I'm
season.
saying? And
In the
historic.
in the season, not in the playoffs, right?
It doesn't matter. I'm just talking about in
Yeah.
comparison.
So if I remember it correctly, Judge choked last playoff.
I'm not even gonna say that because you don't even. What I'm really saying is, for the entire time that Soto is a Met and Judge is a Yankee, it's going to be like fucking Ryu versus Ken. It's going to be like I don't know who's the biggest like you know what I'm saying? Superman versus Goku and shit. You know what I'm saying? The two biggest forces that
Superman, Goku.
You know what I'm saying? No, for real. Like because of this, they're going to be compared to each other constantly every day, every game. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
The first game of the season, Soto strikes out against Houston to end the game. You know what I'm saying? Houston takes the series 2 out of 3. Judge goes off, hits home runs. They go crazy. Not using the torpedo bat. Let's be clear. You know what I'm saying? He's not doing no advantage shit or whatever you might think it is, even though I don't think it's an advantage. It's perfectly legal. But, people feel that way. But he's still batting a regular bat, to this day. Already got 6 home runs for the season. Like, they're going to be in comparison with each other for the entire careers.
Judge has been using the same bat probably for the last 10 plus years.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
whatever.
keep going.
Yeah, but they're gonna be. No, you're right. That's what I was just about to say. Compared, but the postseason is where the difference is gonna be, and that's real. You know what I'm saying? Soto is proven. Soto is proven.
Yeah.
He's going to be that guy all year round. It doesn't matter if it's April or October.
Mhm.
Let's be real. That's what the Yankees just had.
Yeah.
We know what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Judge, not so much.
No.
Right? Not so
He's
much.
gonna take his breaks.
He's going to
A little nappy here and there.
be the best anyone has ever seen regular season. Like the way he's going right now. You know, last year he had a crazy slow start and still went crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This year, if he doesn't get that slow start at all and just does what he does all season, we could possibly see the greatest regular season that we've ever seen in our lives in baseball. Like Babe Ruth type numbers.
I honestly
Like
think
that's what he does.
I listen, I understand the whole Soto shit. I understand he was paid the most money like ever, biggest contract, yada yada yada.
He deserve it.
All right. As a legit like a baseball fan, Aaron Judge is the best baseball player
Facts.
in the league. In the
No,
world.
he's no. But like you said, and like my man said,
You could say
the postseason
you
matters.
could say Ohtani. You could say Ohtani, but Ohtani
They just won.
Ohtani is very good. Like he's top tier on both that and pitching. So that puts him in a complete different
No.
But if we're just talking about actual just positional,
All right, I'm happy you
regular,
even said Ohtani.
regular positional fucking players in general,
Uh-huh.
I view him as the creme de la creme.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay. And as you say that, the reality is Dodgers won last year. And everybody could say it's because of Ohtani, because that was the addition that got them there, right?
Yeah.
Ohtani in the World Series had batting numbers similar, if not worse, to Aaron Judge in that series.
Yeah.
Batting like 130 something type shit. You know what I'm saying? Facts. But Judge dropped the ball.
Yeah.
And the Yankees lost.
Yeah.
So Ohtani won the World Series, it doesn't even matter because they won. You feel what I'm saying? Like if the Yankees would have won,
Didn't
it wouldn't even matter that that Judge sucked.
Didn't even
Or
put up
whatever.
didn't even put up a
Judge
fight like
dropped
we
the
did.
ball. Judge dropped the ball, and actually hit a home run like an inning before that. Hit a home run, but nobody remembers that Judge hit the home run or an inning or two before he dropped that ball.
Yeah.
And then after that, it was over. They, congratulations, LA Dodgers. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck the Dodgers.
Fuck the Dodgers, but still, you gotta give them their props. They won. You know what I'm saying? Shohei also played with a shoulder injury. Nah, he did. He did, and that goes to show the grit and the toughness of the type of player that he is. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And Shohei's one of the greatest. Right now the three best hitters in baseball are Judge, Soto, and Ohtani. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like you got like Bobby Witt Jr. What's his name? The cat like Acuna from the Braves.
Tatis.
Or Bryce Harper. You know what I'm saying? Tatis. You know what I'm saying? Like even Guerrero Jr. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like these are the the
Franchise
name
players.
players. Yeah, thank you. The franchise players. But when it comes to just hitting, those three are the best.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Those other guys fall in line wherever they fit at, unless that changes this year. But as I said, Judge versus Judge versus Soto all year because of like Mets Yankees. I am fucking with it. I want it. I want it. I want every week that we're saying that Soto is doing whatever it is for the Mets and they're doing this. You know what I'm saying? And Judge is doing whatever that is for the Yankees and they're doing that. You know what I'm saying? And it's it's the best reality. It's the man reality TV. You know what I'm saying? You know how like reality TV is big and it's like I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't really watch too much. You know what I'm saying? But whatever it is, that's what it do. This is reality TV for men, though. You know what I'm saying? Sports, bro. And it's gonna be fucking. It's gonna be box office all year.
We are
Because-
finally in a state in baseball where the biggest markets are, because baseball was always transparent. Now it just seems as if the biggest markets are now the biggest teams.
Yeah, yeah. Before you had your Oaklands, your Devil Rays, your
All of them shitty
you know
right
your,
now, bro.
yeah.
Colorado, like literally, it's
No,
all,
Arizona. No, Arizona's good. Arizona's a good team.
but in general though, like it's Yankees, Mets, Dodgers right now.
Uh-huh.
That's
the good.
Houston,
Houston, maybe. Yeah.
maybe.
Well, Houston just took that first series from y'all. Let's look at the standings, even though it's so early in the season. Like whatever. Though.
I know it is, but like we are seeing there's less baseball transparency now. Now we're in a point where it's literally the biggest markets have the best players.
Wow.
That West is looking crazy.
NL West already. Dodgers 9-1, but the Giants are 7-1. The Padres are 7-2, and the Diamondbacks are 5-4. The Central looks like the Cubs could run away with it, but St. Louis, Milwaukee, they should make it interesting. Fucking the Reds and the Pirates, both those teams got two of the biggest young talents, between De La Cruz and Skeens. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like
Bro, we talked about this.
They're gonna be on. They're on those
It's
teams,
countdown.
and we hope that
It's countdown.
countdown.
If they get any good teams, I mean any good players,
Uh-huh.
it's a countdown to how long it takes for them to fucking sign with either the Yankees or someone else.
Oh yeah, facts.
like it's
Well, the Mets is in that too.
guaranteed.
Mets is in that conversation too because y'all got Cohen.
Now
So you can't. Well, it doesn't matter. You got to still respect it.
No, but that was always the thing with the fucking Cleveland, like in general. Like if Cleveland or Cincinnati got a good player, they would go to the Yankees.
Yeah, or a bunch of teams.
But in general, like they weren't staying. Like they.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. Wow, fucking the Braves are 1-8. Did you know that?
Fuck the Braves. Yeah.
Wow,
I'm proud of
1-8 for the fucking Braves. I didn't even know. Phillies in first, 6-2. Mets 5-3. Marlins 5-4. I think the Marlins is a team to watch out for. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with them. We see how they do. Yankees 6-2. Blue Jays 5-4.
I don't fuck with the Marlins, but I don't hate the Marlins. Like I actually want to see the Marlins do well and figure out their shit. Like figure out their franchise, figure out their ownership, figure out like their whole structural system. I want to see the team figure its shit out slightly. Build a culture instead of just constantly trying to change up your shit like every fucking 10 years. That's what it seems like the Marlins do every fucking 10 years. It's like a different Marlins.
Well, I mean, we're only about no more than 11 games into the season. And I will say this, as before, as the season goes on, we see, what happens. But from what I'm seeing right now, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
The NL East and West, those are going to be the tightest divisions in terms of the wild card after. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to have your leader, maybe the Dodgers, maybe the leader in the West. But like what we're seeing from the Giants, Padres, and even possibly the Diamondbacks, and what they do against other teams, will shape what happens over there, and then same thing with the AL, with the NL East, with the Mets, and possibly whoever else, I mean, Braves are 1-8, but that doesn't mean they're going to be shitty all season because, we've seen the Braves literally come out of the bottom and literally all of a sudden take the division.
They've done it the last.
They've done it. They're after After the All-Star break, they're a complete different team, and we've seen that multiple years. So we don't know about that.
I hate you.
I could understand as the Cubs just leading the Central and possibly just basically being the only team that comes out of the Central. But those other teams are what's gonna make the NL, which is definitely the best league in baseball. The most interesting when you think about Phillies, Mets, Cubs,
Mhm.
Dodgers, Giants, Padres, Diamondbacks. That's 8 teams, and then possibly Marlins, Cardinals, Brewers. That's 10 possible teams for a sixth spot that we could see right now. But when we go to the AL, I think it's pretty clear, and I could Jones Stradamus this if you want me to. Should I Jones Stradamus it?
No, because everyone fucking knows it.
What is it?
Go for it.
No, what is it? If everybody knows it.
That the clear winner of the AL.
No, I don't know. I'm talking about the clear winner. I'm just talking about the clear 2 teams that it's going to come down to.
Okay, and is that usually the usual suspects of this?
Who is that? Tell me.
Are you talking about the Yankees?
And
Is that one of them?
yes,
And can I choose the other one as well?
please.
The Red Sox?
No,
Who was the other one then?
the Rangers.
The Rangers. Okay,
The
so the Texas Rangers. All
Texas Rangers.
right, cool.
Rangers and Yankees, guaranteed.
There you go. So instead
Probably
of
the
fuck Houston,
ALCS.
we're gonna say Texas Rangers is the other big market team.
They're not a
I
big
guess.
market team. They're just nice. They're just that nice.
They get whatever the
They're
fuck
that
they want.
talented. They're that talented. Let's be real. They're gonna
Texas
they're
is
gonna
a
put a
large
win.
market.
large market into. Nah, I don't think so. Rangers, maybe. I mean,
Texas
maybe.
is like one of the largest states in the fucking.
All right, but there's multiple teams in the state, bro.
I know, but there's 2 teams in the state, isn't there?
Yeah,
Is there more than 2?
Texas and Houston. I think that's it.
Yeah, I mean we got two teams as well. I mean, why consider us a fucking large market?
All right, Texas as a whole, but I mean they don't play in the same area, bro. It's not the same.
That's true, but it's still like 2 of the larger like. Anyway,
Yeah, bro. Texas, I don't feel is a big market as in comparison to.
Houston.
Well, Houston now they're getting more bigger, but I'm just talking about like
The Texas
your
Rangers in general.
Yankees, your LA, your New York, your LA, your Miami's, your Boston, Chicago. Those are the big market teams. Like Texas is in Arlington. You know what I'm saying? The Rangers. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, you're in that state, but
I didn't realize they were in Arlington. I thought they were in Dallas.
nah, they're in Arlington.
Gotcha. Or like Anaheim or some shit.
Well, yeah,
Like that type of shit.
yeah,
Random as fuck.
place.
You're
Yeah, so I mean,
like, what? That's like our Buffalo, right?
word, right?
Yeah. It's the other place
Mhm.
in the state. But yeah, fucking keep going, Joe. I understand what you're saying though. Like I just view AL as always. It's always going to be Yankees unless I don't know, fucking the Blue Jays or the fucking Red Sox are good that season or whatever. I'm talking about relevance in general, like in the AL.
Mhm.
You know, like I always view the AL like because I don't know why, but like it's always it's built where the Yankees are always going to be the clear fucking winner. At least
I mean, yeah, I
last
mean,
10 years, 15 years, bro.
mhm.
Y'all been crushing it in the AL.
No, yeah, I mean, to an extent.
It's like
You know what I'm
it's like
saying?
the East Coast
To an
and the
extent.
NBA.
I mean, we haven't made World Series like that aside from last year. You know what I'm saying? We was, yeah, we've been a winning team, with a winning record at least for the last 20, 25 years. You know what I'm saying? So it's not necessarily that. I'm just saying like, Yankees is boom or bust. You know what I'm saying? For every fan. You know what I'm saying? Like it's either we're gonna be there and take it or we're not. You know what I'm saying? And now for this year, when it comes down to it, like I said, I mean Texas Rangers, they got a good squad. You know what
What
I'm
are they
saying?
right now?
They're 7-2, better record than us. We're 6-2. You know? So like I said, they're gonna be
The
let's see.
threat.
Yeah.
Later on down the line, do you see them? Do you see the Yankees going against them, or I know it's early.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying.
And that's the John Stradamus call right now.
That's the Joe Thomas call. You know what I'm saying?
Rangers, Yankees.
Rangers, Yankees, ALCS.
Is Baltimore good this year?
I mean, yeah, they're pretty decent. I mean, I'm gonna go through the Texas Rangers. Jock Peterson, solid. Kevin Pillar, solid. Adalis Garcia, solid. You know, Marcus Simeon, Corey Seager. You know what I'm saying? Uh, or they even took Higashioka as a backup catcher from us. You know what I'm saying? Uh, DeGrom, Avaldi, Corbin.
Fucking.
You know what I'm saying? Armstrong, Church. You know what I'm saying? Like their squad is crazy.
I completely forgot that DeGrom was on that team.
Yeah, man. Their squad is crazy. Their pitching is crazy. You know what I'm saying? And you know, pitching really shapes shit, you know? And I'm happy, well, I'm not happy. Fuck them. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna see what's gonna happen. In terms of that's really the ALCS and if Jones is right. Another prediction. Here we go. But it's not really a prediction. I think it's the consensus. The consensus favorite. I'm not really doing anything special by saying that the Yankees and the Rangers will probably be in the ALCS against each other.
You just gotta look at the numbers.
Yeah, it's clear. It's not the same as the NL where
Yeah.
there's so many teams that are in contention that you can't really call it.
Now, how long do you usually wait? Like 15 games or 20 games to like get that sample size, or
No, I just from from hearing things, reading things, things like that. You know what I'm saying? And already what the records are already saying, in 10 games in. You know what I'm saying? Like those two teams already looking like they're going to be the best in the AL. You know what I'm saying? In comparison to the rest of the teams, what they're doing so far. I mean, why would it stop?
Mhm.
Barring injuries. Obviously injuries happen, and injuries could you know, be significant enough to take a team out. But, knock on wood, I don't know, really wishing that on any team. So hopefully they'll be in.
Yep.
You feel what I'm saying? Um, so I think that's it for the baseball report, right? Uh, I actually wanted to go back to the NBA real
Listen.
quick for a debate. You know what I'm saying? Before we get into the vinyl of the week. Um, why is it that the NBA players are like so soft? You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna explain that. My bad. That was a rhetorical question in the moment. You know what I'm saying? Uh, so soft in the sense that nobody plays all the games. You know what I'm saying? There's constant uh can't do back to backs, can't do this or that. Like I don't understand it. When I think about it, it's like um you're a professional athlete. Like how are you not in shape? How are you not in shape enough to play a basketball game back to back days? Like the fuck? This shit don't even make sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, your conditioning should be elite.
Like a professional basketball game. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I'm not talking about pickup games where you're just running back and forth and shit like that. I mean, like there's timeouts and you paying bills and TV shit and all of that other shit. A 10-minute halftime and all of that, 15 minutes or whatever it is. But instead, like you mad soft. You can't even uh you can't even play a whole season. These guys can't even play a whole season no more. Like when we look at it, oh hold on, my bad. when you look at it, it's like it doesn't even. It's like when we compare it to the back in the day. This is why. This is why there's always to be like, oh, these guys wouldn't be able to make it back in the day, and all of this other shit. This is why they look so soft right now in comparison to back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Because they can't. They can't. Um, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I kind of all right. I put less blame on the players and more blame on the organizations in general. You know, like we are in a day where you have these organizations or teams that it used to be where the best player in the draft went to the shittiest team in the league, and it was like clearly they were shitty. Um, Now we are in a day where we have teams that are decent that are losing on purpose to fucking try to get a higher draft pick.
Mhm.
And that is bullshit. Like, I don't view it as the player going, oh my God, you know, and then doing it so they can fucking. No, the player wants to fucking play. The
Nah,
player's
I
in the
don't think so.
situation that they're in because they love basketball. The player, like, it's not the player. The player didn't show up and go, blah blah. I got paid. I don't want to play now. Blah blah blah. No, it's not that.
I think it is, bro.
No, I think when we have, and it's clearly the better players, then it's the organization.
Nah, I don't think.
If it's clear, like if
Like
it's
LeBron,
Jude,
like LeBron, no,
they need LeBron.
he doesn't play every game. He didn't play every game.
They're not, but they're not. Yeah, LeBron needs to rest because it's LeBron. LeBron's 40 something. LeBron's the oldest player in the league.
One of.
No, he's the oldest player in the league. It's not even one of. He is the oldest player in the league.
Okay.
So we are in a frame of mind where, yeah, some players do need rest when they're older. I would, like you said, that Chris Paul played every game this season.
Mhm.
That's fucking insane.
Yeah.
That's dope. That means that it can be done. All right. But LeBron needs, like, it's one of those things that, like, yeah, LeBron's gonna fucking rest. It's the fucking LeBron. Like, yeah, he's fucking old. Like, that's
Mhm.
okay. But if it's 20 something fucking years old and a team is only doing it because they're literally resting their, like, and if you look at the fucking who's playing and who's not playing, they're just going on and off. They're switching on and off. It's not the players, it's the organizations. It's the teams going, I'm trying to purposely lose. I'm trying to get a nice draft pick. I have great players. This is the hack. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to rest all these good fucking players, not let them fucking play. Have them where I'm basically cutting their minutes in fucking half. And other teams will be playing double the amount of time. And this happens so much. It's happened since we've changed the fucking the system for our drafting. We did it because of the process. We did it because of Philly sitting there purposely sucking, being shitty for so fucking long just to get high draft picks. We did it for that. You know, like, that's the reason why the NBA did it. And I understand it. Like, teams were exploiting it. Now it's 10 times worse because now they have talent on their team. It's not like they're just fucking up the situation, like not drafting well, like Philly was doing for fucking years. It's not like that. It was literally fucking it. Now it's teams being decent, having great fucking youthful talent on their fucking teams, and those players not being able to play and showcase their fucking talent on, like, in the NBA because of, I don't know, some good player being in a fucking draft. That's bullshit, bro.
Word.
So you literally took a whole year out of Emmanuel Quickly's fucking career. Half of his fucking games this year aren't being played.
Yeah.
Because you want fucking Cooper Flag. Larry Marketing didn't play half of those fucking games this year because you want Cooper Flag.
Yeah,
you know,
I don't know.
Jordan Clarkson didn't play half, and it's not clear like all these people were injured, blah blah blah, yada yada yada. No, they have bullshit injuries. There's real injuries and there's bullshit injuries. You know what I mean? Like, if you're literally resting someone every other game and you're in a losing position, that means you're purposely trying to lose games.
Yeah, nah, I mean, I don't really, I don't necessarily agree with you. I think, like teams are not tanking like that because of the lottery. You know what I'm saying? It's not guaranteed you're a high pick. I mean, when you're the bottom of the bottom, then you're guaranteed a certain amount of number pick, but you're not guaranteed the number one pick. It's not like how football, if you're the
No,
worst team, you're the number one pick and
what
that's
I'm
it,
what I'm
and so
saying
on.
is now it's drastic. Now it's much more drastic. Now it's
Yeah.
not even you can't even be natural with it.
No, I think
Now you
no, I
have to
think
try to suck.
no, I think no, I legit think the players are softer. This is what I'm saying. This is why I brought it up. You know what I'm saying? I think the players are softer. Like I just was at on this year's season. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? Excuse me. And so far, there's not one team in the NBA that hasn't played at least 77 games. You know what I'm saying? Right? When I look at the stats in terms of how many games was played, 77 or 78 total so far. With those two numbers, there's a total of 16 players that played 77 to 78 games. You feel what I'm saying? And one of them was Chris Paul that played every game, but another one was Spencer Dinwiddie. But when you see his 77 games played, it wasn't, he missed two for Dallas this year. So, you only got a handful of players that did that. You know what I'm saying? When I look back 20 years ago, the number is 26. 26 players played already every single game
So
that season.
what's the season? So 16 or 17?
16, yeah, but it's probably less than that. When if it's less than 16, like I said, you could say it in half. It's 8. You know what I'm saying? And now when we got at 26 back then, you're saying 3 times the amount of players are playing every single game um, back in the day than they are this year. You know what I'm saying? Right now.
That's 10. It's 10 more players. So 26 to 16 is 10 more players.
Okay, but what I'm saying is 16 wasn't accurate. And I said I divided it in half to 8. You know what I'm saying? Because I just said that Chris Paul did play all his games and was part of that 16, but Spencer Dinwiddie didn't play
Oh,
all
you're
of his
talking
games,
about the
but he's part of
77.
that 16 as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So if you brought it in, so if we cut it in half and made it just 8 players so far that's played all NBA, all the games this season. You know what I'm saying? It's only 8. Last and 20 years ago, it was 26. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. I'm also saying that John Stockton, who's the all-time leader in steals and assists, played every single game, playoffs included, for 16 years in a row.
yeah, it's analytics.
Michael Jordan has played every single game.
Yeah, that's pre-analytics.
No, it's not about the analytics was always there. They just didn't follow it though as much as they do now.
Yeah, and I'm saying it's organizational. They're fucking doing this bullshit because some fucking assholes behind the fucking curtain going, yeah, we need to fucking bench this fucking dude because we're more likely to get whatever, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you could be right. You could be right.
It's
You could be
not.
right.
It's not. We're put in a situation where people are allowed to not be natural with this shit. They're not. No one wants to be mediocre. None of these teams want to be mid-range with it.
Yeah.
And that's the problem where you have. And they know no one wants to be no one wants to be in the middle. In the NBA, of course, you want to be either on the bottom or you want to be on the top.
Like for now, like how the Pelicans hung it up. You know what I'm saying? Pelicans saying CJ McCollum and Zion Williamson are not playing another game for the rest of the season. But they was already trash. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Brandon Ingram didn't play. They made moves. They're selling. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
like I understand that perspective of doing that. You know what I'm saying? And injuries, like real injuries is real. Obviously, when Wembanyama got hurt, Damian Lillard hurt. You know what I'm saying? We could see those injuries and see what have happened and shit like that.
Practicality,
But in reality,
shutting players down, absolutely.
yeah. But in reality, you telling me that, who's a player that I don't know, but like the one of the top players not being there to play.
I brought it up the other day. Not the other day. Literally like an hour ago. All right. When an organization is going on and off on their two best players, then the team is obviously purposely fucking tanking.
Mhm.
That's proof.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If the Toronto Raptors are either playing RJ Barrett or Emmanuel Quickly, that's fucking proof. They got to give them both burn. They're both healthy. They're both in their fucking early to mid 20s.
Nah, Quickly was hurt almost
And-
all season.
He had, yes, but he's fine now. That's what I'm
And
saying.
he's not playing today.
Because RJ is.
Yeah, that shit don't make no sense.
And then he played yesterday because RJ wasn't.
Yeah, again, like
It's either
I feel
or.
you.
And
Maybe.
you could literally look at the report. He's playing every other game. RJ, same thing, playing every other game.
Yeah.
Due to rest.
And
Rest
RJ
for
was
what?
killing. And RJ was killing to start the season.
But rest for what? It's just literally they're resting so that way they don't win any more games. So like the plus minus of having both of them on the floor is too high to literally play them both together.
Yeah, because they might win.
Because they might fucking win.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, either way, it's still soft. And even if
Bullshit,
what
yeah.
you're saying, even if what you're saying is actually the truth and what it is
No,
and
you're-
shit like that,
You're right.
the shit is fucking still soft. Like
You're absolutely right.
fucking bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't get it.
I don't
But,
I don't necessarily think that every player believes in that shit. There's a lot of that do at this point. Because I mean, if it's translated to a player, hey, you're gonna make a shit ton of fucking money, but hey, I'm only gonna play you half the fucking games this season. You know? And it's transparent, and the player's going, "Oh, what the fuck do you mean?" Blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Like all this information's coming out now, where these things are translated to players.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? In the beginning of the season, hey, we're not going to play you, but we'll you're basically got this contract. You're gonna get paid for it, but we're not going to pay you.
Mhm.
You know, like, do you want to stay or you want to go?
Yeah.
You know, like you get the contract. You get fucking the payment, and then you get to sit on your fucking ass the whole season. You know,
Congratulations.
congratulations. But that, you know what I mean? Like, you made it, kid. You know what I mean? You get paid for fucking nothing. You know, and some people subscribe to it. Some people are like, yeah, hell yeah, give me that fucking check. And then you have other players. You have other players who are like, I'm not going down like that. Like, I'd rather go somewhere else and go figure out, like, I'll get my fucking minutes and show that I still got it.
All right. Yeah, I think.
You know, so I mean, I think it's more organizational, bro. You know, and yes, you are right. There is a whole not even echelon, but there's a whole fucking selection of players out there, whole type of person out there that would do that, and that would do it again and do it again and do it again and do it again because it only makes sense. Why wouldn't you fucking do that if you were gonna pay millions of dollars per season to do nothing? And they were like literally like, oh, you just gotta show up, bro. You know, like you're gonna make millions. You know, you're gonna make fucking $5 million this season, and you're literally gonna be sitting on the bench, right on the bench. But you're healthy, you're able to go. You could literally be starting right now. You know, but we're not gonna be doing that because we're gonna be too good with you. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but that's not a whole season thing. That's like that's a decision that's made after you've already realized that you couldn't cut it. You know what I'm saying?
oh yeah, no,
You don't. There's no team. I'm telling you right now. I understand what you're saying, but there is no team that is starting a season with that mentality. You know what I'm saying?
No, you're absolutely right, dog. You're absolutely right. Usually it's an injury, but in certain circumstances, like I was saying with like the Jazz or whatever, you know, they had no clear season-ending injury for any of their fucking players, and they're still doing what they're fucking doing. You know what I mean? So sometimes I really believe it's organizational. You are right about that. Fucking Toronto had a huge who went out? Was it Ivy that went out earlier this season? I forgot who went out for him or whatever. That had like, and then that's it. I understand. Like, hey, we're probably not going to be doing what we want to be doing when we get there because of this. But if we had him, then yeah, we would go to him every fucking game. But we're not going to be doing it because we're not where we want to be. This is not our projected place.
Right.
You know, like, so I understand that, but like, bro, like you gotta give it 110% every fucking, because you have people watching the game. We watch that game. Some people subscribe and pay that shit. Some people fucking buy a league pass.
Fans, yeah, all of that.
Some people, why go to a fucking game anymore if you don't know the fucking person that's the highest paid player on a team is going to be paid, like playing or not because of the fucking security of the fucking player? That's bullshit, bro.
Right. It is what it is. I guess. It's a new NBA. It's a new NBA.
Fucking.
Because you know what? Everything you're saying and everything I'm saying, whether either one of us is right or wrong.
No, I think we're both right.
It's still the norm.
I think it's a combination
of still the new norm. You know what I'm saying? So that's the problem. All right, so that's it for sports this week. And now this week's final of the week.
This week's vinyl of the week is the further adventures of Lord Quaz by Quasimodo, also known as Madlib. This, I believe, is his third studio LP. It's 26 tracks, I believe. And crazy good beats. If you want to get into, I would say, more of like a niche subgenre of hip hop, I would say start with Madlib. If you're trying to get into Jay Dilla, I would say start with Madlib. You know, like it'll get you into or kind of introduce you to in a more of a easier way than say someone like Jay Dilla, because Jay Dilla, you could literally jump off a fucking bridge and hear some crazy outlandish shit from Jay Dilla, and you'd be like, I'm not into this, you know. Whereas if you were introduced to this and then hear him and Jay Dilla, or hear like anything Jay Dilla oriented after hearing this, then it gives you a different perspective of what this is. Madlib wise, when it comes down to production, doesn't use any actual drum lines. So usually when producers make a beat, they'll sit there and they'll construct their drum line, and then they will make their loop. They'll find whatever sample or whatever, and then they create a loop around that drum line. This dude is just all loops. It's all samples, loops, 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 loops. There's no drum machine whatsoever involved in it. And then if there is any actual drums, those are sample drums. The drums themselves are taken from a record, and not necessarily taken from an instrument live. Whereas other, like even Jay Dilla will sit there and he'll make his drums himself by playing the drums, recording them, and then putting them on the song. Completely different.
Mhm.
This is way more out there. Tonally, you won't necessarily. Sometimes it'll feel foreign, but sometimes it'll feel right up your fucking alley. When I first heard Madlib, and it was through Jay Dilla. The only reason why I know Jay Dilla is because of Ghostface, and his work on not More Fish, but Fish Scale.
Fish Scale. Yeah.
So because of his work on Fish Scale, his beats on Fish Scale, I got into Jay Dilla, and through that, I got into their joint LP, what they have with each other, and I got into Madlib. I figured out who the fuck he was. I found out about Quasimodo, and it's more or less a cartoon character. Like he did the cartoon character before the Gorillaz did. It had nothing to do with contractual obligations, had nothing to do with getting out any record deals or whatever. But the dude in general, it became like, I don't know. I think it's more or less like I'm already a producer. This is the rapper. And I feel like the same way. I wouldn't, if he just came at me as just Madlib, I wouldn't like him as much as if I heard this, you know what I mean? Where I feel like Jay Dilla is a way better rapper, but I don't like him rapping. I don't want to hear Jay Dilla rapping on a song, even though he is a decent rapper and he's a better rapper than Madlib is. I don't want to hear him rapping on a song. I just feel like just make your beats, bro. Like, you are one of the best to ever fucking do it. Just do that, you know? Don't be mediocre at one thing and then be the best to ever be at another thing. You know, same thing. Like Kanye is lucky to be in the situation he's in. You know what I mean? Like, but before all that, you had Madlib, and this album in general is kind of the biggest of all of his albums. This is 26 tracks on this album. I sonically, it's not necessarily a lot of his albums, or his first two albums are very centered on smoking weed. Like, every track is either about bitches or smoking weed. Like, so it is what it is. But this, I feel like, is more well-rounded. There's more of an eclectic mix of sounds. You have a lot of tribal shit on here. You have a lot of random blaxploitation film shit. The samples are range completely across the board, and it's I don't know, kind of an experience. I wouldn't, if I had to say what's the best experience out of all three of his albums, or at least first three of his albums, I would say this is the best experience. If you wanted to put on a pair of headphones and experience who Madlib is or Quasimodo is, I would say choose this album first, and then you can listen to anything else. And just listen to the whole album through. Like, if it gets uncomfortable, trust me, just give it a fucking. Like, it's only gonna last like a minute, half a minute, and then you might like it. You know what I mean? We fear what we don't understand.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, I know this is new music to me. You know what I'm saying? As old as it might be, it's music that I never really heard of, that you're putting me on to. You know, and this is why we do the vinyl on the weekend, because we know your collection is so extensive that you'll be probably putting the viewers on to artists and albums that they probably never even heard of or knew existed. You know what I'm saying? And this is one of those for me. I didn't even know Madlib had a rapping alias. You know what I'm saying? Aside from the production work that he's done, you know. So this is for me, this is fire. You know what I'm saying? This is cool shit. You know what I'm saying? I think I like, you know, the artwork on this one and the other one are both fire to me. And and from what I heard of it, uh, oh fire. And from what I heard of it, you know, I think uh, the work is good. You know what I'm saying? The bars is good. Especially, you know, the beats, you know what I'm saying? So as you know, I think the quality more in the album is the beats and how everything is put together,
Yeah.
and is a comfortable and good listening, especially if you're a hip hop head, you know what I'm saying, that experiences
Whenever
and
yeah.
appreciates this type of thing.
Whenever an
You know?
album is released and there's a beat version of the album, that means that the beats probably outweigh the lyrics on the album. And that happens with all of like Madlib's production. So you could literally find this album, just the beats. You can
Yeah.
find the instrumental version of this album. Just Google it. It'll
Mm.
immediately pop up, probably before this version of the album pops up, you know?
Right. Yeah, and I feel that. I like that. You know, from hearing it right now, and the other day, um, I could definitely vouch for that. The loops or the instruments or patterns or whatever he puts together in these songs, fire.
There you go. Co-signed.
Anything else?
Nah, that's it. That's
All right,
it.
man. Another episode in Jones Hour, man. We appreciate y'all tapping in. My man Jonathan, appreciate you. We gotta find out where you from, man. Hopefully you'll check in again on another day.
Yo, you a Met fan? You appreciate it over here, bro.
Only by him. I just appreciate the fandom.
Yeah, no, he appreciates you too. He's just full of shit.
That's not true.
Joe, we gonna die. Joe, we gonna die. Let's see how you fucked up. You got